Max, Max. Pleasure to be speaking with you both today. Max, I'm going to throw the first one at you, a two-parter here.
Okay.
How are you, and how long has this upcoming show that's a tribute to American Idiot actually been in the works for?
Well, first answer is I'm good. Uh, just, I'm happy to be here and, caffeinating myself. So
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. But yeah, I mean, this project's been in the works. I mean, American Idiot's sort of always been my favorite album ever. Like, I literally have right over here
I see behind you on the
my
wall,
signed copy
besides
of
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was actually right over here. This was a cast gift that was given to me by my cast that I did American Idiot with, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it and I was like, hey, this album is like, you know, 21 now. We should do like a tribute to it. And I reached out to my buddy Matt DeAngelis to be like, hey, you were on the tour. Do you want to, help out in any way or you be in it or have any friends that were on tour with you that would want to do it? And he was like, 100%, man. And then I reached out to my manager, Laura, and I was like, hey, I have this idea. I really want to do it. And she was like, great, I would love to help out and help co-produce it. And I was like, great. So then the three of us kind of teamed up, and that was back in like beginning of April. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and then we reached out to 54 Below, and they gave us the time slots that very generously gave us both time slots on September 21st, which is the actual anniversary date of when the album came out, which is pretty cool. So yeah,
Well planned.
yeah, it's been in the works for a little while, so it's been
Well,
good.
Derek, in your case, you're more associated with another seminal album from almost 30-ish years ago, Jagged Little
Yeah,
Pill. But
yeah.
do you remember when you first heard American Idiot?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it was yeah, I was in middle school and it was just, it was epic. I mean, every song on the album was sick. And then when the Broadway album came out, it was a show that I was obsessed with for a long time. I moved to New York just after the show had closed, so I missed out on being a part of an actual production of the show. But I've always been a huge fan, and like you said, I have some experience with Jagged Little Pill and Alanis Morissette's music and Tom Kitt. We share Tom Kitt. He did all the arrangements for Jagged Little Pill, and he also did the arrangements for the Broadway American Idiot. So, been a huge fan of his work, and I think some of his best stuff is on the American Idiot album, and I'm just stoked to be along for the ride. Um, this is unrelated, but Max, do you know if there's a significance around 21 for them?
I mean, they with 21st Century Breakdown,
Yeah, 21 Guns.
21 Guns, yes,
they've always
exactly.
kind of been
They
21
release
is
on the 21st, so I'm just like, there's got to be something there.
yeah, I think it's just like a fun number for them, probably. I mean,
They're good. They're probably like, no reason. It
they're
just
like, yeah,
sounded
no reason. I
good.
mean, it's probably like, I mean, I like to think of it as like, the sometimes a cigar is just a cigar kind of thing of like,
Yeah,
but I mean, let's get Billy Joe in here and ask him.
yeah. Let's
Oh,
ask the man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, Weird Al, being a big Weird Al fan around the time that I was a big Green Day fan, he has 27 in as
Yeah.
many things as possible. So it is possible 21 is a Green Day thing. Just like Corey Feldman, I think, has 32. Are
I
we allowed to?
Oh, really?
I love Corey Feldman's music so much.
So follow-up tribute show to Corey Feldman after this one sells out 54 below.
Oh, 100%. 54 Below sings the Comeback Kid. 100%.
Well, the question I have, following up to that, I don't know if this is a secret, but are we allowed to know, Max, which song you're performing and Derek, which song you're performing, or do you just have to wait until that night?
I mean, we could probably tell them. It's not like going to be a huge guard. It's going to be on YouTube anyways afterwards. I mean, I'm singing Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and I'm actually playing guitar in the pit band as well. So, going to be popping on a few other little solos and some other songs too. And yeah.
Derek, is
Yeah.
it cool or is it a secret?
No, no, it's cool. I actually, when I first listened to the album, I was a huge Stark Sands fan, and so I was obsessed with Extraordinary Girl and Are We the Waiting, and so I'm gonna be doing those two, and then yeah, like Max hopping on a couple others. Uh, but it's just, I mean, it's kind of an embarrassment of riches. No matter what you get in the album, it's so fun, and killer arrangements, killer singers. It's gonna be a blast, and we get to do it twice, which is
Oh
even
yeah.
better.
Yeah, and we have a full band too backing us up. So yeah, I'm playing guitar too, and then we have another guitarist, drums, bass, piano, two strings. So it's just like we're really bringing it all to life.
Sure. Derek, you recently had some good headlining success at Sony Hall, I do believe.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
are
It was
are there
awesome.
other shows besides these 54 below appearances coming up for you as a headlining performer?
Not at the moment. No, I'm just I'm teaching a lot. I have two young kids, 3-year-old and a 10-month-old, so life is very full. And maybe some. I've been looking to do some California concerts, so I'm looking forward to booking those next year. But now just kind of happy to be in New York City auditioning and doing the thing and being a part of this.
California concerts, Max. You were just out there and you opened for HR from Bad Brains of all people.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, we're very much in like the folk sonic sphere in terms of like my original music stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, growing up, I kind of came up through like the underground punk scene of New York and like was in 5 or 6 different punk bands and realized I was like, as much as I love shredding on a Gibson Les Paul Jr., because I literally was like, what does Billy Joe Armstrong have? And I got that same guitar. I was like, you know what? I really am gonna go more of the Mumford and Sons route, but still perform it like punk music, which is fun. But we were connected to HR's team, and he asked us to open for him at the Whiskey A Go Go, and then we were actually just asked back to open for Tom Kenny from SpongeBob. Has like a
Oh,
sea
yeah.
folk band, so he asked us to come back out to LA and open for him, which is cool. And then my band, we actually like 2 days after our American Idiot show, head back out on a 3-week tour to promote our new album. So yeah,
With Tom Kenny,
Stay
one of the things
busy.
that intrigues me is that he grew up with Bobcat Goldthwait.
yeah,
As in, like, your childhood friend is also this comedic genius.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
did either of you grow up with other people that we know on Broadway or we know on film or television? And it's okay if the answer is no.
I mean, he's more of like I didn't grow up with him, but I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and of course, like John Groff is our hometown hero, so I've got to know
Yeah.
him pretty well, like in different passings, and he comes home to visit a lot, and like we actually went to the same high school, so we had the same math teacher, which is pretty cool. Shout out to Miss Callahan, she's great, but yeah, I think Jonathan Groff is probably the biggest name to come out of Lancaster.
I got a couple. Weirdly, I grew up doing a ton of children's theater in Southern California, and Adam Lambert and I grew up in the same children's theater. Um, and then also, this is a really funny one, but do you know the actor Donald Webber? He's been in Hamilton a few times. He was just in oh man, what's the show? Severance. He was in the
Yeah.
recent season of Severance, and so funny story. When I was in college, I made it to Hollywood Week of American Idol, and in anticipation of like the next round being like the group rounds, Donald Weber and I and like a couple other guys were like getting together in a hotel room to like practice like a potential group number. I didn't end up going on. Donald ended up going on another like couple levels, but it's been funny. Like 10 years later, I ran into him on the street in Times Square when he was doing Hamilton. I'm like, dude, we're both here doing this thing now. So yeah, I know him from like American Idol days and Shoshana. Oh, weird Shoshana Bean story too. Shoshana
Oh,
Bean, when I was in high school, we had a very there was a lot of people that we had knew in the LA scene, and one of my teachers was a really good friend of hers, and one of her things was like when a senior was graduating high school, we get to do this like senior recital, right? So I did like a 3-hour show of like all my greatest hits from when I was like 6 years old to an adult, and she actually came. My parents got in touch with her, and she came and sang like the finale song in the show with me, which was "As Long as You're Mine" from Wicked.
mhm.
And then Wicked ended up being my Broadway debut a few years later, and I've bumped into her a few times in the city. So that's been a fun one to like reconnect with her, and obviously she's gone on to Broadway fame and music fame, and yeah, it's a small artistic world. So I feel like
Yeah.
you know, I've come from Southern California. There's a lot of entertainment people down there, and so you're bound to run into somebody. But
Yeah,
those are some fun ones.
yeah. There's not a. I mean, Lancaster's great, but there's predominantly the Amish community, and that's kind of what we have going for us.
Yeah, I find that most of the bands that made it out of Pennsylvania, non-Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, like Poison, are kind of isolated from everything else. They made it
Agreed,
out and they had to go to LA or New York or whatever to make it.
100%. Yeah,
But Max, speaking to your background, with playing in punk bands and punk rock,
yeah.
when I was a kid back in the Stone Age, I remember our sixth grade trip. We saw the Who's Tommy on Broadway, and that was just blasphemy to everybody on Broadway because they went like, it's loud rock music. You can't do this. And 10 years or so later, you have Rock of Ages, and then eventually you have American Idiot. Max, did you have a lot of punk rock people going, "Why do you like this Broadway stuff?"
Not really. I mean, I think at least in the time when I was really in the scene, bands like My Chemical Romance and bands like, like I'm trying to think of other like Taking Back Sunday and things like that, like are like really, really theatrical emo punk bands.
Yes.
Even Green Day really dips their toe into it, with Billy Joe completely reinventing himself as Saint Jimmy on stage and all these things. So I think the crossover and the theatricality aspects of punk music really kind of flourished at the time when I was doing it, which was really cool. Because I really didn't. I mean, there was a certain point where I I wrote a punk song from the perspective of the Phantom of the Opera, and I ran around on stage with a cape on. So like that, and people loved it. So it was like there were no real eyes being like, why is he doing that? Which is cool. I think in the folk scene it would be a little more different. I think in the folk sonic spectrum, it's all more the more grounded and real you are, the better. We don't need fire and explosions and things like that. But it's fun and I love doing it. I always find myself coming back to punk and yeah, it's just I love it.
So to confirm I have the correct information, Max, the latest album is Waiting at the Crossroads.
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago, and we just did our album release show, and then
Dude,
we
congrats. I didn't know
yeah
that. Congrats.
yeah thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We just got the vinyls in from our distributor, which is cool. So we've been giving those out, and it's been cool. But yeah, then we hit fly out on the 23rd to go to LA, and then we're up in Portland, then Olympia, Seattle, then Bozeman, Montana, Missoula, Montana, Salt Lake City, Denver, Boulder, and then back here, and then got a few more sporadic gigs scheduled and throughout end of 2025, and then top of 2026 I'm recording album 4. So
Oh, okay. So it's not slowing down. Derek, in your case, your Instagram bio mentions you being an aspiring breakdancer, which I
Oh yeah.
know is quasi a joke, but when you
No,
were,
no
what does it
dancer for
mean to
me.
be an aspiring breakdancer? Because aren't you just a breakdancer if you're breakdancing regardless of skill level?
Yeah, I think everyone is a bit of an aspiring breakdancer in their own right. You know,
Yeah.
uh, I like to bust a move, and the recent Olympics just were really inspiring. So I thought I would throw my hat in the ring. Why not?
I think
Are,
it'd be
are they going to have that in future Summer Olympics, or did
No,
she ruin it for everything?
no. I think she took it behind the barn and shot it. I think it's done.
yeah
But you
she,
know what? It's better that way. It's better that that was a one and done, and we can look forward to pickleball at the next one.
yeah, I think we as a society will never top what Ray Gun did at the Summer Olympics, and
Very good. That's
I think
right.
that's really why they shut it down, is because they were like, nothing will ever top
No,
this.
go out on top.
Yeah, literally.
I know it wasn't the most recent year or anything like that, but I think the ray gun Halloween costume has to be one of the easiest and best ones that you could do. Am I wrong about that?
I
Because
think
you're
No, I
comfortable
think you're right. Yeah, I'm trying to
um,
think.
I think
and,
that
and
I
Yeah.
think also like if you wanted to do a group costume, you could like dress up with one person as a ray gun and then the other as like the animals that she was trying to.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you have a kangaroo and a dolphin. It's like
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
well,
you link everybody. Everybody's on a leash.
yeah. Oh yeah.
so Derek, can you update
Kinky.
the aspiring breakdancer? You know,
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time.
Well,
I think it's time to be a believer again, based on
oh,
his recent record.
isn't
Uh,
he headlining Coachella?
I'm sure, dude. I mean, he's kind of a genius. He started doing all these like random posts about him like falling off the deep end just to like garner attention, then just dropped the most epic 20 song album. I'm a fan, man. It was back when it was like me just I don't know. Harry Styles was another one that I was like Harry Styles, but then once you get on the train, you're like he's pretty legit.
It's like the
There's a
Jonas
lot there.
Brothers too. The
Yeah, when you
are
dig
like,
deeper, you're like okay, they're
yeah.
just because of
For
the genre, they get the short end of the stick, but they're amazing.
for Harry Styles, not that you asked, and to rudely interrupt,
No,
when
please
I
do.
heard him covering Peter Gabriel on Howard Stern, I went, "Oh, this is a real artist." And then seeing
Yeah.
how Zayn's songs are being co-written with real musicians, real people, you start to go, "Okay, so maybe it's the business model to let the pop producers write your first album, then you break away on the second or third, you do your solo records where you show you're an artist, and then 15 years later you cash in by doing all
Yeah.
the pop producer stuff again." I think the New Kids on the Block were maybe the first one where you started to see that it just pays to embrace how bad you were.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
own it.
Every-
It's not even that they were bad. I think they just got a bad rap because of like, the genre that they were living in. Not to like completely segue, but if you listen to Youngblood's new stuff,
So
dude,
good.
I am such a huge fan of his.
And
And he like totally reached like transformed himself. He put out this like new age like Bohemian Rhapsody in a way with Hello Heaven Heaven Hello. And
so good.
his recent performances, I'm just like blown away.
Yeah,
Uh
it's the new Ozzy. Like, he's
dude. And Steven
and
Tyler, dude, when he did the VMA
incredible.
show. Dude, yeah. So I mean, and I don't know if you guys saw the VMA. Now we're going like way off track, but
Yeah.
it's all
Please.
music.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's really inspiring that the musicians of today are so freaking talented, and
Hmm.
the industry gets a bad rap. You put all bells and whistles on people that aren't that talented, but when you watch them kind of in their element, going all out, dancing, singing, performing, um, you know, being artists not only like through their music but through their style and like so many aspects of the industry now that you have to succeed because everybody's excelling at such a high level. I think the VMAs really surprised me this year, with how multifaceted and talented everybody is, and what a cool time for music. And to bring it all the way back to our show, um,
Well done. He's a pro.
I think it's a perfect time to be revisiting this album just because of like Jagged Little Pill. I mean, Alanis's themes and music and her messages are so universal and so transformative. And I feel like Green Day kind of, put a stamp on modern society with their album when it came out, 21 years ago, and it's needed.
21.
It's needed nowadays. I mean, this world's a dumpster fire, and especially our country. And so it's to pull out this album and take a good look in the mirror and just remind people of who we are and what we aspire to be as a country, a free country. It's I don't know, it's cool. So we're gonna hit it hard.
Oh yeah.
To tag what you said about Youngblood, then bring it back to Max, then set you
Yeah.
guys free.
All right.
What when I to weirdly name check when I interviewed Youngblood a couple of years ago,
Oh,
Oh, dude,
and
you got yeah, he's fascinating.
he's
I just
awesome.
thought, hey, this guy's doing a Liam Gallagher cosplay. That's all this is. And I politely said that to him and he laughed, which I don't think it was rude. I think he was going, okay, someone sees what I'm doing here. But I think that we now see the artist evolution where usually they start off with like the pop hip hop ish album. Then album number 3 is country. Then there's the metal album where they talk about the classic rock. So you have all these people like Hardy and MGK and so forth. Kid Rock might have been the first one of these where you can't
Yeah.
say this is the genre that they do.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is, Max, you might be a motherfucker, as your bio
Yes.
talks about, but we might be seeing, an EDM album 4 albums from now.
Who knows? I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, we've been carving a nice path for ourselves in the folk scene, which is really cool, and we have a lot of friends in that sphere now, and um, I mean, there's always going to be those one or two like more punky songs on my albums, just because I can't avoid it. I
Sure.
mean, it's my favorite style to play, and I really do love just being like, you know, uh, just singing it with everything I have. Like Youngblood, like that new song "Zombie" of his is like stellar. Like
Yeah.
it's no.
That whole album is fire.
Yeah,
I'm really into it.
I saw him at Pier 17 like 3 years ago.
Great venue.
Yeah.
And it was a completely different show than what he's doing now. And I love what he's doing now because rock, I think really like there was that little when MGK was like, I'm gonna do a pop punk album now, and then Travis Barker was like, cool, I endorse this, I'll play on it. And then we had that little kind of resurgence of that early 2000s emo sounding stuff, and then he was like, I'm gonna make a razor blade as a guitar, and I'm like, okay, dude, you've gone too far off the deep end now.
Yeah, Kiss did it better and did it first, but
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, pay homage to the greats, but don't copy,
Mm.
But I really think that with Youngblood and what especially post Ozzy, I
Mhm.
really think like I'm really excited to see what he does next, and like, especially his VMAs performance.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to Green Day, I mean, their VMAs performance of Boulevard of Broken Dreams back in like I think it was
Yeah.
'05 is like what that performance I remember watching on the TV when I was like 2 years old, and my mom being I was like, what's that? And my mom was like, that's too old for you right now. Um, but yeah, Green Day was like the first band I was ever really into. I was like unintentionally wearing this shirt. Like I just got it. It's from '96 from when Duke
All the
came out.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I am always wearing a Green Day shirt like accidentally, and then I'm like, oh, probably shouldn't wear that while I'm talking about the show because this looks very, very like media trained. But
No.
but yeah, no, I love them, and I think just having this group of people together paying homage to this incredible album, and like personal theatrical idols of mine like Derek, like I remember seeing you in Anastasia and being like, holy shit, this guy can sing his face off, you know. So it's just like really cool, like being able to like sing these songs with people that I both like look up to and people that are my peers, and it's we're all kind of united by our love for this album and the need to do it now, which is really, really cool. So
Yeah, the in defense of bands wearing their own merch, Jerry Only from the Misfits wears his own merch, and
oh
Carrot
yeah.
Top wears his own merch. So that's okay. So you first, then Derek. What's the best way to follow you online and find out the latest and the greatest when we can, including this upcoming 21 show?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Shows. Plural, sorry, shows.
yeah. So for I'll start off, with our show. Go to 54below.com, type in our name, and then yeah, I think we're running pretty low on tickets. In fact, I think we might be sold out for right now, but there's a huge
Yeah, my mom's trying to score one, so we got to work on that.
yeah. Crazy. I know, like all my friends, like I every Tuesday I have Taco Tuesdays over here at my apartment, and they all were like, "Hey, so like, how can we get tickets to the show?" And I was like, "You didn't yet?
We have a good
Oh,
problem. Yeah.
it's a great problem. So if 54 Below is listening to this, maybe we should add an extra show." But
Put it
yeah,
out into the world.
yeah, but there's a wait list to sign up for online, which is great. And I mean, people always, there's things day of that people are like, oh, I can't make it in. So definitely sign up for the wait list. You can follow me at Max_Bartos on Instagram.
Hmm.
And my Spotify is just Max Bartos. And yeah, new album just dropped. So definitely give it a listen. And over to Derek.
Derek, please, best way to follow you?
Yeah. Yeah, Instagram. It's kind of, and then there's some my link tree in my bio if you want to go to my website. I do some coaching and work with groups, and so yeah, that's probably the easiest. Trying to establish a TikTok game, but
Goals. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just man intense.
Oh, yeah.
Max making us feel old by saying he was 2 in like 2003.
Well,
That's
I mean,
rough, bro.
Well, my Green Day VMA performance is them doing "Stuck with Me" on I think the '95 VMAs. So that
Nice.
ages
love that
a
one.
There
little
you
bit.
go. There you
Green
go.
Day's why I started playing bass and guitar. So I'm
Same.
grandpa compared to you guys, but thank you for what you both do. Looking forward to the shows and looking forward to all the non-show projects as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it.
Paltrocast.